People in the United States are not prepared for the kind of brutal scenes that they're about to witness on a daily basis. Now, the news has come that we're sending an additional 10,000 troops to the Middle East, on top of those from the 82nd Airborne and the 5,000 Marines that are already on their way. The Pentagon has announced that Americans should prepare for a 3-week ground invasion of Iran. But we know that that's not the case. We know that this will drag on. We know that it'll take longer. We know that it's going to cost many American lives. But I don't think the American people are really prepared for the reality of deploying so many untested troops into a new era of combat, one that the United States hasn't fought against before, one that people in the United States have only watched through their screens, whether that be on their phone or their computer, clips of Ukrainian or Russian soldiers pinned down in their foxhole or being chased through a field as an FPV drone plays its game of cat and mouse. It's completely dehumanized warfare, and it's nothing that you can out-train. It's nothing that you can outrun. And the average American soldier really doesn't have any defense against it. This is the new era of combat. But it's no longer going to be people in Russian uniforms, people in Ukrainian uniforms speaking a foreign language. It's going to be a 19-year-old teen from Nebraska who's looking into the camera, looking at your eyes through the camera of this drone as it hovers above them, begging for mercy. That's the reality. The physical toll of this war is going to be paid by the children of the working class, as it always is. But this time it is different, because the psychological toll is going to be felt by the entire people, because these videos will get out. They will get out. And when you wake up in the morning before you go to work and you have your little scroll on your phone, you're going to come across scenes of American troops begging for their lives as their bodies disappear like that. That's going to be a daily thing. They're going to be shared around. The media will get a hold of it. They'll find out who the person is. The scene of their death will be broadcast to the entire world, eventually making their way to their family, where they'll have to witness their son or daughter losing their life for the glory of our president. This is the most unpopular war America has ever gotten into. And these scenes will ravage the psyche of the American public. As a veteran, I find this to be the highest betrayal by our administration to send our sons and daughters, fathers, mothers, nephews, nieces, cousins, to send them into a war that they're not prepared for, to send them into a war to fight an enemy that they truly can't fight, to fight an enemy that doesn't sleep, to fight an enemy that doesn't care, to fight in a war that's turned the life and death struggle of a troop on the ground into video gameplay. And it's something that will go down in history, a new moment of horror that the American people and people around the world will have to witness. This isn't about underestimating your enemy, although that is something that we've completely done. And the propaganda tells us that 90% of our enemy's ability to conduct warfare has been destroyed. But we know that that's not true either. The thing is, Iran has dug in for the long war, and it knows that America can't fight that. It knows that America has depleted its munitions, and it takes a very long time for those orders to be filled again, for the ordnance to be transported, all the while the people back home in America suffer from a rapid increase in cost of living. On top of that, you're going to throw the live stream deaths of American soldiers and think that this country is not going to tear itself to pieces. This is betrayal. This is a dishonorable war not done in good faith. And we can talk about negotiations being made now, and maybe this whole thing will be avoided. But remember that when this war started, we were in active negotiations. Representatives from Iran and representatives from the United States had just got out of a meeting in Vienna when we decided, with our one ally, of course, to strike Iran, to kill their supreme leader, to kill small children and his family, to set up a new blood feud in the Middle East that's going to last for generations, to start an action that would result in the greatest disruption of energy transport in human history, setting the stage for a global famine. We'll get into that in the next video, but I think that this kind of takes precedent. I think that it takes priority. Because the American people, they look at this war like it's something that's going to be fought like any other war. It's conventional war, but that idea of American dominance on the battlefield through conventional means is not something that's been successful in a very long time. Asymmetrical warfare is now how wars are fought. Mosaic proxy defense strategy is how our enemy is waging war against us. And they know that even if they open up the Strait of Hormuz, they can close down the Suez Canal by letting the Houthis close down their strait. There's no win for this. And the global crisis that we're going to experience over the next couple years, because of American hubris, because America's desire for conquest at this point to become the new empire, the strongest empire of the 21st century, when it's not something that anybody in America truly wants except for fools and gullible idiots who eat up every bit of propaganda that comes from this administration, every bit of propaganda that comes from mainstream media. But at the same time, like I said, it's tens of thousands of American troops who are going onto a battlefield unprepared, where their lives are prepared to be forfeited for corporate profit and the bottom line of Wall Street. It's the same thing again and again that the American people have to suffer through, the American working class have to suffer through, that veterans are going to have to suffer through for the rest of their lives. You think the sound of a drone that's evaporating the people around you, you think that that's just going to go away. Drones are everywhere. The sound of a drone is everywhere. A mosquito gets too close to your ear, it sounds like a drone. This is a new level of PTSD, and we've seen videos coming out of the Ukraine of soldiers who just get back from a long time on the front. And it reminds me of the soldiers who got back from World War I, who were shell-shocked. Back when we didn't really know what PTSD was, when it was just called cowardice. But now we know what it is. And we're willing to inflict that for what reason? If the goal was regime change, well, the regime has been changed. If the goal is to open up the Strait of Hormuz, then simply pull out our military and it opens up again. This is about conquest and destruction. And the people who pay the price are going to be the American public psychologically and our American troops physically. And if you're a veteran watching this unfold, or you have troops or soldiers in your family, and they're about to be sent into this conflict, you should actively do everything that you can to reach out to whoever you can, to put pressure to stop this madness before it begins. We say that we're committed to seeing this through, but it's not started yet. Just an air campaign. But even that's cost American lives. Even that's cost school children's lives in Iran. Thousands of people are already gone. Millions of people displaced from their homes, and for what? The United States is just committed to turning the Middle East into a sandbox that is just meant to be for the profit of military-industrial complex for perpetuity. And at some point, Americans need to open up their eyes and listen to the rest of the world who are looking in at this madness, because America truly is the sole actor in this one, along with their subsidized ally, who are conducting this madness, inflicting it on the world. And the world's had enough, and that's why you're seeing so many trade deals that are being set up. That's why you're seeing so many defensive pacts that are being set up that isolate the United States and make them not just the global pariah, but the global enemy, because that's what we have reduced ourselves to be. We are not a good faith actor, we are a bad faith actor. We violate the peaceful terms of negotiations to set ourselves up strategically to strike on an enemy who doesn't see it coming. We've left all honor somewhere in the past and act without regard for the lives of innocent people who are caught up in the crossfire. And as the global crisis continues, as it builds, as yields are reduced, as price of diesel continues to go up, as the prices at the store continue to go up, the price of energy continues to go up, the availability of the things that are necessary for average daily life continue to disappear or be outpriced to the American public, to the global public. The United States will entrench itself into the position of being the global enemy. This has to be stopped. People need to raise their voices. Congress, the House, has to do something. The people need to pressure them to do so, because there's no other way that this gets stopped or pulled back. Our allies, whatever allies we have left, need to pressure the United States to do whatever they can to stop this from happening. I don't say this through hate for my country. I love my country, and I don't want to see thousands of my brothers and sisters from the military have their lives be forfeited for nothing and their deaths be captured in 4K and streamed to their little brother who's sitting at the lunchroom at a middle school somewhere, who thinks that his brother's fighting for freedom in the Middle East. Because that is the reality that we're going to see in the coming months. Tell me what you think in the comment section, what you think is going to happen here. Because I pore over intel and I look at the situation that's unfolding right now, and we draw from historical parallels, but it's difficult because all we have with this kind of warfare is what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, and it's just an absolute meat grinder at this point. And that is where we're sending our young troops right now. So again, tell me what you think. Like and subscribe. Hype the video. It really does need to get out there because people need to really understand what the world is about to look like and what the reality of their news feed is about to look like. So, food for thought as always. Take care.